How is it going, guys? Wrath back here, and today I am bringing you some UFC. I know it is a relatively old game, but it is still a lot of fun when you can connect to an actual non-laggy fight. This one is just a tad bit laggy. It's not terrible. It does, it does do the job the correct way, I should say. But anyway, it is Rampage Jackson versus Dan Henderson. I am Rampage Jackson. I was only Rampage Jackson just because I just noticed that he was in this game when I went to go do this fight. I was like, holy shit, it's Rampage Jackson. He's not in the game. But obviously, they they updated the fighting roster, and he is now in the light heavyweight division. He is relatively good, I'll say. He's not the best by any means. I think he's like a 90 overall. I think everything is a 90. His ground, his submission, and his striking. I think his striking should be a little bit higher. You don't get the name Rampage from doing nothing. One thing that I am a little upset about, and I am going to ruin a little something right here, but I've noticed since I've been playing with him, they do not have his signature howl at the end of a fight when he wins. I've played a few matches with him, and then I noticed that while I'm whooping some ass, after the fight, I'm expecting him to do his signature howl, and he's not doing it. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe they didn't put that animation in the game or something like that. But I really don't know. I mean, that is really the only disappointing thing. Another disappointing thing is he's taller than Henderson, but if you notice during the fight, you'll see that I'm having trouble hitting him, which obviously. Just a second. Look at this. Look, nonsense. You see how fucking quick he was throwing those damn jabs? Get the fuck out of here. That is craziness. But anyway, besides the fact that he just spammed the shit out of a Y button, the fight is it's pretty disturbing. I pretty much get my ass kicked the entire fight. That's really what you're watching. Do not click away from the video after I say that. It is a relatively long video, 8.5 minutes. But it is very exciting. Extremely exciting. This is probably one of the more exciting matches I've had in UFC. The dude was a really good opponent. Like I was saying, the only thing about Rampage that is his problem is he doesn't have any... I mean, he has special punches. Like you'll see a ducking hook every now and again. I think eventually I ended up getting carried away with it. But that's all he has. He has a duck and hook. That's it. And it's kind of sad because obviously I've never seen him do any Superman punches or anything like that. But it would be nice to see like a spinning back fist or a spinning back elbow or even just a regular elbow. I mean, he has some pretty nasty uppercuts, and obviously the ducking hook is his go-to move. I mean, granted, Rampage has cinder blocks for fists as it is, so that doesn't even really matter anyway. No matter what kind of punch it is, Superman punch, just a regular hook, or even, see the ducking hook was just right there. But like I was saying, this game is a lot of fun. I really enjoy just going online. That's really all I do. I mean, I have a career mode. Like I said in my last video, unfortunately, I had to restart everything because my profile was on the PS4 and all my career and all my online progress and everything like that was on my PlayStation 4. So I had to start over. I usually typically, when I first get games like this, UFC or wrestling, I am into wrestling, by the way. I'm thinking about going to pick up WWE 2K15 just because, I mean, I don't really watch it anymore. But I still get the itch for wrestling from when I was a kid. I'm sure there's tons of you out there who feel that way. You just get the wrestling itch. But in games like this, I tell myself I'm going to make my guy this way, and he's going to do stuff like this, and then they always end up coming out something different. For example, in this game, I always tell myself I'm going to make a BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. And, I'm just going to make everybody tap out, just like Hoist Gracie. And then he ends up being a huge Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter that knocks people out for a living. I mean, that's just really the way it goes. That's just, I base my stats that I get from training, all my stat points that I get from training, I base that off of how my opponents are fighting. If they're fighting standing up the whole time, then yeah, I'm going to take them down to the ground and do what I can. As you can see, I'm getting my ass kicked again. This is insane that this keeps happening to me. Obviously, everyone knows that Hendo has that nice right hand, that stiff power. And even Michael Bisping found that out the hard way. People like to talk trash, and you get in the octagon and boom, night night. But yes, like I was saying, I want my guys to be a certain way when I first get the game, but then they always come out something else. I tell myself when I get wrestling games, oh, I'm gonna make my guy like Jeff Hardy. He's gonna do all this cool stuff and jump off the ropes and do all that nonsense. And then they always end up being like Brock Lesnar and just pummeling the shit out of people. For some reason, in wrestling games, if they don't have a story that grabs me, I pretty much just race through all the matches until I win the belt, and then I do all the rest of the matches until the story ends. I pretty much just beat, and then finisher, and then pin, and then on to the next one, and it just gets to be a lot of nonsense. This game is different. There isn't really that much of a story. I mean, yeah, Dana White and your trainer and a couple other fighters come up after every fight and say, "Oh yeah, great job." But even again, I see repetitiveness in that. I mean, I see the same guy after every fight sometimes. Uriah Faber. Oh, great job on that win. That knockout must have felt great. And it's pretty much the same thing after every fight because for some reason, tapping people out with low stamina doesn't work. And my stamina rating is pretty low, so I pretty much just stand up and bang with them the entire time. Head kicks and distant punches because my guy's defense from striking standing up is absolutely terrible. So it becomes relatively difficult to go against better overall CPUs because obviously CPUs in EA games are paying the balls. Everybody knows that. If you play Madden, you try playing on all Madden, a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's so easy. How can you not do that?" Fuck you. Okay? All Madden is hard as shit. All Madden is probably the hardest football level I've ever played on. Any single time I run the ball, fumble. Anytime I pass the ball, interception. I actually caught the ball once on All Madden. I got hit, the ball popped up in the air, and then another guy came and picked it off. I was so pissed. I thought it was the first catch I was going to get on All Madden. Don't get me wrong. I've won games on All Madden. I've done the Ultimate Team solo challenges that have to be on All Madden and all that nonsense. It's just the point. All Madden is a pain in the dick. But anyway, guys, this video has about a minute left, so we're going to get back into the gameplay. I know I've been ranting about a lot of random crap in between the beginning and now. But as you can see, he takes me down, and he just stands back up and then comes back down and punches me in the face. That's what they do in the UFC. They get up, get down, get up, get down. No, that's not what they do at all. They stand up and bang if they're stand-up fighters, or they get down on the ground and roll around until Mario Yamasaki stands them up. That's just how it works. You see, he keeps trying to get that. He keeps trying to get that right hook, and it's not working because I know to stay out of the range of Hendo's right hook. The only there it is, and there it is. Wow, I made this video and I didn't even know that was about to happen. Look at this. Boom! Right in the side of the face. He is not happy right now. He is having a bad day. Whoop! Bang! Oh my God. He is absolutely pissed because, like I said, I was getting absolutely demolished this entire fight. And as you can see, I did win the white belt division. I was undefeated. We are going to be going on to the... I don't even know what the next belt is. I believe it's the blue belt. As you can see, I got a few achievements on the bottom of the screen. That is my record. I did go undefeated 4-0.